Hello and welcome back to the Sports Shift. Well, Brylin, it's 70 degrees. It's sunny outside. We're in the best of moods.
Absolutely.
And what better to do than talk sports today? So you can kick us right off.
There's nothing better, but gotcha. It's probably the best way to put the fact that number 12 is on the Bucks is back. Who didn't see this coming? Tom the GOAT Brady is coming back for his 23rd season in the NFL. He stated, "These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come, but it is not now. I love my teammates and I love my supportive family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa, unfinished business." And, you know, I saw this graphic, Ria, and it was by ESPN, and it was started at, I think, 2013, and it was like, lost a playoff game, 2014 won a Super Bowl, and it was like lost a playoff game, won a Super Bowl, lost a playoff, and he finished with losing a playoff game. So imagine him coming back and winning it all.
Yeah, that's what made it unbelievable to me that he was really retiring, because I was like, there is no way he is not going out with a bang.
No.
So maybe this season, we'll see. Will he? We don't think he'll ever retire.
No.
We think he's going to be out there with a walker, but, you know, time will tell. But into other news, Oksana Masters becomes the first American to win 7 medals at a single Winter Paralympics. She is now the most decorated U.S. Winter Paralympian ever with 14. 9 days and 78 events later, the 2022 Winter Paralympics finished Sunday. The red, white, and blue finished 4th in the medal table with 20, and Oksana accounted for almost half of them. You go, girl. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was
She's an all-star.
Very impressive. Very impressive. But something else is very impressive. Alex Ovechkin scored his 767th goal of his career last night against the New York Islanders to pass Jaromir Jagr on the NHL's all-time goals list. The candidate for the Hart Trophy this season is now 3rd on the league's top scorers list behind Wayne Gretzky and Gordie Howe. And, you know, Alex Ovechkin did this 477 games fewer than Jagr, which just blows my mind.
I know. He just, when he's on his point, when he feels hot,
he's hot. He's going.
But like, I don't know. Will he pass Gretzky?
I don't want him to.
I'm
sorry, but Gretzky's
is it right
the
to
GOAT.
pass Gretzky? I don't know.
That seems immoral. That doesn't seem right.
It definitely is immoral. Gretzky's the GOAT. But just a few days after announcing he's returning for the 2022 NFL season, Eagles legend Jason Kelce was the honorary anthemist ahead of the Sixers-Nuggets game at Wells Fargo Center Monday night. No, your hearing is not fooling you. The Eagles Pro Bowl center, the guy who dressed up as a mummer and screamed into a mic to cap the Birds' unreal Super Bowl parade, rocked the mic again, but this time to sing the national anthem. So take a look and listen if we could play this video for you right now. Who knew we had it? I mean,
he definitely has the confidence to go out there and do that.
Right.
I know I would not be able to.
What can he do? But tell us more about the Eagles, Brylin.
The Eagles. Hassan Reddick is coming back to Philly to support the Hunter Green. Reddick, a Haddon Heights High School graduate who played at Temple, agreed to a blockbuster contract with the Eagles on Monday, the first day of the NFL's free agency legal tampering period. The deal for the 27-year-old linebacker is worth $45 million over 3 years, with $30 million guaranteed at signing and maximum value of $49.5 million, a league source had confirmed to NBC Sports Philadelphia's Dave Zingaro. The Eagles are banking on Reddick delivering something that was in short supply of the Bird squad last year, which was completion of sacks. The Eagles ranked 31st in the NFL with just 29 sacks last year, matching the fewest they've ever had in in a season since sacks became an official stat in 1982. The Eagles also re-signed their most experienced wide receiver to a one-year contract Tuesday, a day before he was set to become an unrestricted free agent. Greg Ward, who has been with the Eagles since 2017, has been released and re-signed 4 times, signed a one-year deal. That contract means the Eagles don't have to worry about tendering him and guaranteeing him at least $2.433 million for 2022, or non-tender him and risk losing him as a free agent. In 3 years, the former Houston quarterback has 88 receptions, most of any Eagles wide receiver since the start of 2019. The Eagles initially signed Ward as an undrafted rookie in 2017 out of Houston, where he was the Cougars' starting quarterback. Big money for big purpose. Will the Birds benefit from these contributions this upcoming season?
Well, we sure do hope so. And since they are building around Jalen Hurts, who you could potentially say is still fresh on his feet, to have these veterans back him up, maybe we can see success.
Hopefully they can back him up as much as Nick Sirianni does.
He has full faith in his team, and any acquisitions that come along, he has full faith in them too. So maybe we'll be one step closer to seeing, the Lombardi Trophy hoisted on Broad once again. And Jason Kelce yelling at us through a microphone and pumping us up. But
maybe he'll sing the national anthem there too.
Yeah. Well, the Eagles may not be far off, but it's disheartening to say that the Flyers might be pretty far off from hoisting the Stanley Cup, at least this season. The collapse for the Flyers dug themselves into a hole Sunday night against the Montreal Canadiens. They blew a 3-2 lead in the third, allowing a game-tying shorthanded goal with just 42.1 seconds remaining in regulation, en route to a head-scratching 4-3 overtime loss at the Wells Fargo Center. The Flyers have once again lost 3 straight games. A couple of Claude Giroux's milestones were totally soured by that outcome. And in the captain's 999th career game, his goal marked the 900th point of his career. The marker was the 291st of his career, putting him in sole possession of 8th on the Flyers' all-time list as he passed Eric Lindros. The 34-year-old center has continued to climb the ladder of franchise icons this season. He is still ultra-effective and has been one of the Flyers' most consistent players to take the ice. The retooling Flyers have 3 more games ahead of next Monday's trade deadline, and as everyone knows, these could certainly be Giroux's final days in Philadelphia. The organization plans to celebrate the 9-year captain's 1,000th game with a ceremony ahead of this Thursday night's game at the Wells Fargo Center. The Flyers are set to drop the puck against the Predators at 7 p.m. So it should be a very emotional game, not only for the Giroux and his family, but
for the team and organization
and
as a
the
whole,
fans as well. Will he get traded? Will he stay here in Philadelphia? I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Brylin?
It's so tough because he has been there since day one. He's a veteran of the Flyers, and and I think it's just coming with old age that he's not producing as much as he did in when he was young. And I think they might trade him. But I don't think that that's going to take away his love for the city and the organization as a whole.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has to be a hard thing. You grew up with an organization, and he is still pretty consistent. Yeah. He's one of their top players this season. So whether he chooses to leave, he could come back. Yeah, it's a rare occasion, but maybe it'll benefit. At the end, he'll do whatever benefits both him and the Flyers organization.
Absolutely. I could agree with that.
Confidence in that. But
for sure. But switching over to not only the Flyers but Sixers as well, Monday night's matchup between 2 MVP contenders lived up to be the hype, but didn't pan out for the Sixers as they originally envisioned. Joel Embiid's Sixers fell to a 114-110 loss to Nikola Jokic's Nuggets at the Wells Fargo Center. Embiid had 34 points and 9 rebounds, while Jokic posted 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. James Harden notched 24 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds, while Matisse Thybulle tied his career high with 6 steals. Unsurprisingly, Embiid was attack-minded from the opening tip-off in his first game against Jokic since December of 2019. Embiid sunk 2 threes before the Nuggets had any, while Denver began 0-8 from long range, and Embiid jumper put the Sixers ahead 27-14, fired up the home fans and inspired Harden to give the big man a firm celebratory shove. Danny Green was back Monday after sitting out 2 games with a left middle finger laceration and missed all 5 of his field goal attempts. Isaiah Joe did not appear in the Sixers' 9-player rotation, but the now 41-26 Sixers will look to sharpen up play and rebound against tonight against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Tip-off is slated for 7. So let's hope that our Sixers can come back and, get back on the winning train.
Yes, they need to get rocking again because, they were our only hope for a while here in Philadelphia, and I don't know what's happening now. They were getting a little bit too confident.
They might have been.
With the Harden signing, but
let's hope let's get back this motivation and bring it into playoffs.
Yes, for sure. And finally, we can say baseball is back. The MLB announced Thursday that both the League and Players Association have come to an agreement setting the season start date to April 7th. With opening day less than a month away, the Phils are wasting no time putting their pens to use, signing some key fixtures into the lineup already. The Phillies have reached a 1-year, $6 million deal with left-handed reliever Brad Hand. Hand, who turns 32 on Sunday, led the majors with 16 saves in the shortened 2020 season. He was an all-star in each of the prior 3 seasons, posting a 2.67 ERA and 1.08 WHIP with 12.7 strikeouts per 9 innings. The Phillies have also secured an agreement with free agent reliever Yoris Familia off the Mets. The deal, however, is still pending a physical. It's for 1 year and $6 million and could be worth up to $7 million. Well, Familia, he has spent all but 2 months of his 10-year career with the New York Mets, re-signing with them after a deadline deal to Oakland in 2018. In 65 appearances last season, he had a 3.94 ERA with 72 strikeouts in 59 innings. He walked 27, allowed 10 home runs, and blew 6 saves. 3 in a 2-week span in August. Walks have been an issue for Familia in recent seasons, landing 88 in 146 innings since 2019. Familia, he is the second veteran reliever the Phillies have signed to a big league deal this offseason, following December 1st signing of right-hander Corey Knebel to a 1-year contract. Knebel was not promised the closer's role, but will have a good chance to win the job now. Earlier this morning, the Phillies agreed to a 4-year deal with slugging outfielder Kyle Schwarber, earning just under $20 million per year. The 29-year-old joins Bryce Harper in the outfield after a standout 2021 season, hitting 32 home runs and 71 RBIs split between Washington and Boston. He went on an absolute tear last June, hitting 16 homers in just 18 games. Schwarber is now reunited with hitting coach Kevin Long. And while these deals are going down, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, and the gang, they are putting in the work down in Clearwater. They wasted no time hitting the field with their first official game to kick off spring training happening this Friday against the Detroit Tigers at 1:05 p.m. Some baseball action all weekend long for the Phils, and we are here for it,
We
Brylin.
are so excited that baseball is back, and Philly is too. We've been waiting for this. The weather's perfect outside, so now it's time for baseball.
The weather came just in time. They know it's right.
Absolutely. And our spring athletes here at Neumann are also enjoying the weather with, baseball opening. Their doubleheader against Rosemont was postponed on Saturday, but the team notched their record to 500 last night as they clinched the win against Moravian University. The Knights were off to a slow start, being down 4-0 in the first inning, capitalizing on 2 key errors. The Knights surged to push across 1 run in the 4th inning by Andrew Curran and a double by Nick Labaki, plus a sacrifice fly from Marcus White added 2 more runs. Down by 2 in the 7th, the Knights then hit back-to-back-to-back doubles by Colin Pollard, Sean Vega, and Glabaki to tie the game at 5. Neumann pushed the game-winning run across the plate in the bottom of the 8th on a base-loaded walk by Pollard. The Knights host Delaware Valley University today at 3. So be there. It should be super exciting, especially coming off of that momentum from yesterday's win. I know that had to be nerve-wracking.
Oh, yes. We have an action-packed day here at Neumann University for athletics. And the men's lacrosse team, they are continuing to stay dominant as they cruised past Goucher College, advancing their record to 5-1. Drew Conlon picked up right where he left off, scoring 5 goals and dishing out 3 assists. Wyatt Bellotti, Brett McLaughlin, and Emmett Wexler all recorded a multi-point game, while Vincent Corbino led the team with 9 ground balls. Much like last game, the men took control early with goals from Kyle Daly, Bellotti, and McLaughlin. After over 6 minutes of scoreless action to start the second quarter, the Knights unleashed, scoring 5 times in 4 minutes to secure the lead 10-3 heading into halftime. The third quarter was the defense's time to shine as they completely shut out the Gophers and finished off the game 14-4. The Knights had a week off before hosting Utica University tonight. Face-off is slated for 7 p.m. So we got the men's lacrosse, baseball's happening today.
Oh, yeah. And
softball's happening today.
Yeah, softball has a doubleheader. Men's golf has a match tomorrow. But before we get into all of this,
yes,
Ria, tell us about the women's lacrosse team.
The women's lacrosse team, and I just want to give a shout out to Brylin, congratulating her this week. She was completely an all-star.
Thank you, Ria.
So, little claps to that. The women's lacrosse team is on a 3-game winning streak as they battled against Bryn Athyn Friday night. Senior Riley Fiedler led the night with an outburst of 7 goals. Brylin Adams tallied 4 goals, and Maggie Blemmings notched 5 points with 2 goals and 3 assists. Katrina Corrigan had herself a night between the pipes, and might I mention, she is also AEC Defensive Player of the Week. And I believe Brylin was AEC Offensive Player of the Week?
Just honor roll.
Okay, honor roll this week, but she'll get there. She also had herself a night between the pipes with 17 crucial saves. The Knights started the night up 4-0, but the Lions were persistent. Bryn Athyn used the second stanza to build momentum and have the game tied at 5 going into halftime. The third and final quarter would be back and forth on the scoreboard as the teams traded punches, cutting the lead to 1 with 5 minutes left. Blemmings and Fiedler sealed the win for the Knights to clinch the victory. The ladies take on DeSales University today at 4 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
3-game winning streak. Let's see if we can keep it rolling.
Let's hope we can keep it rolling. And Katrina, she, as you mentioned, she's Atlantic East Conference Defensive Player of the Week. She needs 10 saves to get to 400 career saves. So we are hoping for that today at 4 in our game. That would be awesome for her.
And you had 100 career points, correct?
I did. Yeah.
100 career points. So don't forget to mention that.
Thank you, Ria. But like we said, so much happening today. Softball team is finally back in action after over a week, taking on Penn State Abington in a doubleheader today at 2 p.m. So we have softball starting at 2, baseball at 3, women's lacrosse at 4, men's lacrosse at 7. It's just a great day here at Neumann. It's a great day to be in night. And then they head over to Widener for a doubleheader tomorrow at 4 p.m. and continue their play on Saturday against Gwynedd Mercy University for the first pitch is at 12. The men's and women's tennis team open up their 2022 season this Saturday as they host Penn State Brandywine at 1. And you know, perfect timing because the men's golf team is officially starting their season as they tee up against Eastern University tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So stay tuned because we have a very special interview with our own golf star, Michael McCrossin.
Hey, and we're back with our newest interviewee of the week, Mike McCrossin. He's on the men's golf team here at Neumann University, and he is our very own beloved intern as well. So, Michael, thank you for doing this week.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
We are so happy to have you, not only behind the scenes, but on camera as well. So,
yes.
To get started a little bit, we want to know a little bit about your golf background. How did you get into golf?
You want to say probably when I was 13, I looked away from lacrosse, kind of stopped playing. Had to find a new sport to get into. My grandfather at the time loved it, so him and my dad brought me out and just fell in love from day one.
Aw.
And what drew you to Neumann to further your golf career?
I want to say the coaches and the players. When I came, Joe Mitchell, who was a former player, played on the hockey team, gave me my tour, and he just told me all the great things about Neumann. And kind of right when I stepped on campus, it kind of just, my sister went here, kind of just drew me to here.
That seems to be a trend.
Yeah, it
trend
really does.
with our interviews this season.
So why did you choose golf instead of compared to the other sports that you've played?
Because I always liked it that practice was on your own time. You know, you didn't have that set practice schedule like lacrosse, hockey, football, et cetera, et cetera. Like you have, practice 3 to 5. Where golf, you can practice 3 to 4, 3 to 3:30. Like you don't have a set practice schedule. You kind of just go out and have fun.
How do you, I know golf is different than any other sport in the sense that it's singular matches, and how do you continue to keep that team unity going and that bond between teammates when you're all competing singularly?
We know that we all have talent. All 8 of us, we're a smaller team. We all know the talent that we have. And we all know that, if one person plays bad, you have 4 other people to back it up. I know it's an individual sport, but it is a team sport. You take our top 4 scores, they're our team scores, and just they kind of add those up, and then that's your overall score. But we know that, we're good, and that, we're a very talented team this year. So it's kind of just going off of everyone being like, all right, well, like I know you played bad this time, but just don't even worry about it. Kick it out the door and go play next time.
Positivity keeps it moving.
It's nice you have each other's back. And you said that you have a talented team this year. How
We do.
has that compared to previous years?
Last year we were the same way. Last year was a little different because of COVID. Tournaments were a lot different. It was really only teams in our conference. We weren't traveling as much. Then the fall came around. We kind of saw the talent that we had, and everybody just worked hard over the fall, the spring, this winter, and then the spring hit. We all played the other weekend, and we all kind of looked at each other, and we all were like, we have a very good team this year.
That's awesome.
That we're hoping that the good comes out.
Oh, yeah. Maybe get a ring like men's basketball.
I hope.
So with your skills, tell us about the best round you've ever shot.
It was in Arizona, so it doesn't really count.
Why
It
not?
still counts.
The weather's a lot different down there. Ball 5's Florida. It was in Arizona, and I didn't even know how well he was playing. And then my sister's husband came up to me, and on the 18th hole, he's like, "You're playing extremely well." And he didn't tell me his score. I was like, "All right, that's fine." Played the 18th game off, and he's like, "You just shot 76." And I kind of stood there for a second and was like, "Are you serious?" And I texted my captain, Jared, at the time. And I was like, "Dude, I can shoot 76 in Arizona, but I can't shoot under 90 in PA." What's
It's
going
the
on here?
altitude, man.
It is.
It was insane. But I texted him right away, and he texted me back saying the weather's different. That was the only text I got back from him.
No congratulations, nothing.
No, he said good job, but then he was like, the weather's different. I was like, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But that was the best. But I'm hoping this year I can
Kick it up a
one
notch,
up that,
yeah.
Highlight of your career, but you're going into your senior year next year. So how are you preparing to be a leader on the team, and what are your plans aside from golf professionally?
I guess the big thing is I'm kind of following in, our seniors' footsteps. You got Jarrett, Chris, Richie, and Luke, kind of following their footsteps and being like, I saw all 4 of them be a leader on this team for the past 5 years, and, kind of going off of their
Leadership.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all great leaders. If you're playing bad, they're going to make sure that you're getting back up, and the same goes to my coach. He's always the one that finds that leader and makes sure that leader knows what they're doing. Professionally, it's a great question. I'm kind of in the middle of what I want to do. I want to do something in golf, but it's so hard because I don't live in Florida. I can't play 365 days of the year. Where, you know, if you live down there, you can play. But I kind of want to see what I can do with the golf industry. See what I can.
That would be fun. And you would definitely love your job if you enjoy golf. That would be awesome.
Yeah. It would be fun to move there, move to Cali. A lot of the companies are based out of California, Arizona, and Florida. So one of those 3 states would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Well, you still have time to navigate your avenues. And with time, we have our time 10.
So we are going to put the timer on. Are you ready?
Am I ready?
Michael McCrossin.
I've watched this for the past 5 times.
Ready?
Fatiday's got the timer today in your place.
Do I get a prize?
Maybe. We'll see.
I mean,
if
you
you
are
do
our
well.
intern.
If you do
Okay,
well.
okay.
1 minute on the clock.
Ready?
Yeah.
Right?
Go.
Go.
What has more in the world, doors or wheels?
Doors.
You think?
Yes.
Is there a sport you wanted to play but you didn't?
Croquet.
What?
Yeah.
Cricket or croquet?
Croquet.
Okay.
What's your celebrity crush? Who is your celebrity crush?
Paulina Gretzky.
Dream vacation.
Jamaica.
Disney or Nickelodeon?
Disney.
If you could be stuck on an island with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Fataday.
If you could have a conversation with a famous figure, dead or alive, who would it be?
Payne Stewart.
If one unique characteristic or trait about yourself.
Come on, you're Michael McCrossin. You have to have at least one.
Taking photos.
When you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up?
An astronaut.
Done.
Favorite restaurant and why?
Outback Steakhouse. Best bread.
Oh, yes. And with that,
Anyways.
you did great.
Thank you.
How did he do, Fataday?
You got just under a minute.
Just
Just
under a minute. So with that, we'll take you to Outback Steakhouse for a nice dinner.
You paying?
And you can have all the bread that you want.
Yeah.
But we thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Once again, this is our lovely intern, Mike McCrossin, also on the men's golf team here at Neumann University. We'll catch you next week. Enjoy the weather and happy spring.